Going to college and university is a total scam, and if I could stand up on the podium in a high school and yell it to my younger self, I would. And let me tell you why. From the moment we were put in school, we were always told and persuaded that college and university was the way to be successful, more specifically university. And by the time you get to that age in high school where you're deciding what you want to do for the rest of your life, which we are so young, we don't know what we want to do. We don't know who we are, what our passions are. We have no freaking clue. We just know that that's the right thing to do. So we pick a path, we invest so much time, so much money, thousands and thousands of dollars into something that we're not even sure we want to do for the rest of our lives. And then we graduate and we're stuck with all of this debt and a job that I'm sure 50% of us realized it was the wrong choice and we want to try something else or go into a different career path. Not to mention that these jobs are usually a 9-to-5 where you have to invest so much time in order to get a paycheck into that job. So after the last year of focusing on building a side business, I've realized just how easy it is to be just as successful, if not more successful, in a 9-to-5 without going to college or university. And to look back and think if I started this business 5 years ago, I could be so much farther and make so much more money than my 9-to-5 and not have the debt, because you can get certified in something with just a certificate online for a fraction of the price of college and university. A fraction. And then to think of our grandparents' generation, they didn't have to go to college or university to be successful. This is such a new phenomenon and being taught in schools and pushed on younger kids, vulnerable kids, to do when all it does is put you in debt and takes away any chance of being your own entrepreneur or following a passion of your choosing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it all. I mean, money is abundant, and if you provide a service and something that you're passionate about, then you can make it work and you can be extremely successful without going to college or university.
Okay, I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but really I don't care. So before you come at me, because I know anybody that has a college degree is probably going to come at me. I have 2 college degrees and I still believe this. I believe that college is a scam. I believe that it's a money-making machine, and that's all it is. And we have told ourselves, and we've told our children in society, that if you don't go to college, you're never going to get ahead in life. That's bullshit, right? I truly believe that trade schools are probably better than college. And I think that a 4-year college can honestly be turned into 2 years. When I heard my son going to college, me and my husband talked about this. He didn't go to classes like when he woke up until he went to sleep. Everything that he did in those 4 years between summer breaks, everything else could have been condensed into 2 years. But I think that they wanted it to be 4 years because that's more money that they can make from the person. You know, not only money to go to college and books, but him having to pay for an apartment, a house, living expenses, everything in that area. So I think it's just a money-making scheme. But they said, oh, you're going to get yourself ahead because you have this college degree. Also bullshit. My son graduated from college, and I understand that when you first graduate, that piece of paper doesn't say that you're qualified to do anything. Let's be real. So he does have to start in an entry-level position. You know, so he makes $40,000 a year with his college degree. And I get that they want to see experienced persons first. But I can tell you that I have 2 college degrees. I only got those through the military, right? So I joined the military when I was his age because I couldn't afford college. The military gave me those 2, didn't give me, I worked for those 2 degrees. And when I retired from the military after 22 years, I was able to get a job. And it was a 6-figure salary. Do I believe that had anything to do with my degrees? Absolutely not, because I wasn't even working in what my degrees were for. I think it had everything to do with the fact that I had served 22 years in the military, and the experience is what they were hiring me for. The management experience, not the degrees that I had. But right now, it's like when they put so much emphasis on these college degrees, you spend 4 years, which I think could be down to 2, hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debts just to get a job that you can't even afford to live with. Something's got to change with that. You know, something is absolute, because we are just setting them up to fail.
So the job market is actually cooked right now. You have all your Amazon, Google, Meta employees getting laid off right now with like 10 years of experience applying to entry-level roles. And you have your college graduates that are applying to retail and restaurants because they can't get an entry-level job without experience. No one's trying to go from making over 100K to making $20 an hour. So that's why people cannot find the jobs that they want.
College and universities has literally created intelligent idiots. just because of the structure of college and how it's not designed to create knowledgeable citizens, it's literally designed to create the best workers possible for the system. These motherfuckers is fucking morons unless they literally are sociology, psychology, or like biology majors. And this shit is just fucking ruining society. A lot of college students keep wondering, bro, why am I not getting a job after college? Because you are not going to get a job in the United States unless you are exploiting people, taking part in escapism in some way, just distracting people, or just plainly not doing anything at all. Like you're just wasting complete time, air, and space. But this shit has really been ruining society because once a person has a degree, they get a superiority complex. So now you can't tell them nothing. If they got a fucking accountant degree, they're going to think they're smarter than everybody, even though they have no idea one thing about sociology, have no idea one thing about psychology, and they have no idea one thing about biology. But they're going to talk down to you condescending, like if they're intelligent. And a real scholar was never supposed to be somebody whose only expertise in one thing. Of course, there's experts, and there's always been experts. So when you look back at like Leonardo da Vinci and Newton and all these guys, like true scholars in the past were well versed in a lot of shit. Like damn near everything. Mathematics, philosophy, latest in all science. But the knowledgeable people today are only experts in what they know and are completely dumb, not even have a smidget of knowledge in other shit.
College is a staggering $900 billion a year industry. In my opinion, one of the biggest scams out there. Everyone knows it. Unless you're attending for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, it's a complete waste of time and money. Everything else can be learned online or in trade schools. Gen Z is choosing entrepreneurship over the typical college route, choosing instead to find alternative education and training sources. Many continue to believe that a traditional path to entrepreneurship often involves a college education and MBA and years of industry experience, says Leninger. Leninger, who did not attend college prior to launching his real estate empire, Remax, believes successful entrepreneurship is often more about personal character and work ethic than formal education. Or, like the young car wash mogul I met, they're just learning as they go. Gen Z is fast becoming known as the most entrepreneurial generation to this date, with 84% of Gen Zers who want to own their company in the future. This generation values independence and flexibility in their work life, often prioritizing work-life balance and the ability to control their own schedules. A further motivation for young entrepreneurs is the desire to make a positive impact in their community. They're motivated by social, environmental, and ethical concerns, leading to the rise of social entrepreneurship as well, says Leninger. Gen Z tends to support and start businesses that align with their values, focusing on community betterment. In my most recent book, The Perfect 10, I emphasize that success isn't defined by the conventional markers of education or pedigree, but by the strength of character and adaptability, he says. While attending college isn't necessarily a wrong way to get started on your entrepreneurial path, it's no longer the only way. Leninger's advice to young entrepreneurs who want to explore a different route is to work with and learn from someone they view as successful in their own business industry. Then apply those learned skills sets to their own career paths and work ethic. Like me, Leninger's optimistic about the prospects of Gen Z entrepreneurs. This generation specifically tends to march to a beat of their own drum and has the mindset that's ready to pursue entrepreneurial path, he says. Maybe that's why they're not turning into the negative stereotypes often held about them by many in older generations. We're stuck in this quagmire and mindset that every generation that comes after us is inferior to the previous generation, Leninger says. This is a false notion to look at the generations younger than yourself and think they just don't get it. I agree with him 100% on that. See, Gen Z grew up with smartphones. They're digital natives, meaning they have little or no memory of the world as it existed before smartphones. I get comments from Gen X saying, "We built the internet." I'm a Gen Xer from the Midwest. I didn't grow up with smartphones. Did you? There's a small percentage of Gen X programmers who built the infrastructure of the internet for corporate America, and they were mainly in Silicon Valley and Seattle, Washington. Gen Z came along and took that infrastructure and built out platforms to free themselves from corporate America. Whether they run their own business or pursue employment, many individuals within these newer generations will continue to achieve success and flourish within their respective industry, says Leninger. One thing's clear. It's a mistake to underestimate what they can accomplish. That's all I have for today. It's a new game. You don't have to be in tech nor a content creator to make money online. The new players are turning their talent into profit by creating a six-figure remote online business that finances their lifestyle, living life on their terms. That's the new rich. Like, share, subscribe. I must go live. Can't you tell? Hit that notification bell. I'm out.